Hi, I'm Patrick Busher, Technical Evangelist here at Dome9, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dome9 Compliance Reports. If you've ever had to do audits against a data security standard, either something external like PCI DSS, or even to a best practice driven baseline configuration, you already understand what a monumental effort that truly can be. Combine this fact with the ever-changing nature of your public cloud efforts, both in terms of infrastructure and personnel, and it's really no wonder that compliance remains among the top challenges of adopting infrastructure as a service. From poor change management policies to a lack of perspective around things like network flow, compliance against infrastructure that you can't see or touch is the fastest growing barrier to cloud adoption. Together with the popular opinion that traditional tools don't address these challenges, it becomes clear that we need a new approach, really a new perspective on how we can meet our compliance goals. Enter Dome9 Compliance Reports. Dome9 Compliance Reports are purpose-built to take the pain out of measuring how your network security stacks up against any number of criteria. With support for standards such as PCI DSS and the Center for Internet Security Benchmarks, as well as best practice-driven guidelines, Dome9 takes the pain out of the audit experience and drastically reduces time to compliance. So, let's dive in. As you select a policy on the left-hand side, all the rules contained therein will be displayed on the right-hand side, and including, like you'd expect from Dome9, ways to filter that information. But let's go ahead and run this report. And as you do, you can see you can run the report against any or all of the infrastructure you manage with Dome9. Today we'll run this against our AWS production environment. And as you can see, the resulting report is really built for two different audiences at the same time. Kind of above the half-page mark, you've got all of the aggregate data, including your pass-fail ratio, where you failed, how you failed, and even a geographic dispersion of those failures and passes. So you can understand per region how you did in terms of the measurements that this report contains. And then below the fold, you've got all of the individual tests and their results. As a practitioner, this is the perspective that I'm mostly interested in. And if we take a quick look at one basic rule here, we can see this one has to do with security groups being defined under a VPC. So, this test says my security group should be part of that more modern, more secure VPC architecture rather than EC2 Classic. And here I've got 50 security groups that didn't comply or that failed. And if I click on the show more information, I'm able to see exactly which security groups these are. And as most Dome9 customers might expect, I'm able to click on these security groups names and actually administer these, remediate them, either retire them, look at their contents, move them into an architecture that is better supported, for example. So not only do I have the high-level sort of aggregate information view, but as a practitioner, I get the detail I need to go and fix the problems found by compliance reports. Results can be saved. So if I'm interested in saving one or more runs of my compliance measurement or measurement audit, if I save that, those results will wind up here under the assessment history, like I've done a few days ago. So here I've got a run of my PCI DSS security standard, and if I click details, I can bring that standard back up and understand this way over time how my compliance picture has improved or not, and what I need to do about it. I'm also able to print my report. So if I want to take this to another audience that isn't a Dome9 user, I can print that and have all that information in a very, very nice and compact format to share with others. Like you'd expect on the left-hand side, these reports can get very large, so you're able to filter them based on failure, pass, severity, and even the kinds of measurements against different kinds of resources. So we really urge you to take a look at compliance reports. There's lots here to digest and work with, and very, very interested, as always, in feedback around the feature.